Good morning. Welcome to Cumulus Cares. I'm your host, Steve Perez. Always talking with organizations, people making a difference in our community. And that's what we do every Sunday morning. Talk with different organizations making a difference in our community. This morning, we will be talking to kids and families together. First of all, we'll be talking with Amy. Now, she is the Outreach Development Manager of Kids and Families Together. Good morning, Amy. How are you?
Good, Steve. Thanks for having us on.
Well, thank you for coming on Cumulus Cares. And of course, you guys have been in our community for a little bit. And first of all, I want to kind of share with our audience a little bit of how long you've been in our community and what do you do with our community?
Sure. So Kids and Families Together was founded in the year 2000. So we are actually starting our 24th year of serving Ventura County families. And we basically touch any family that could be involved in the child welfare system. So that would involve a child that is a foster child, a child that's working, being adopted. And then we also work simultaneously, we're also working with the caregiver. So whoever that child is living with could be receiving services from us as well. So that would include families that are working to be foster parents, which now in Ventura County, we're using the term resource families. So if you hear me say foster resource, that's the same term right now. We also serve kinship families, which are grandparents, aunts and uncles. I've seen great grandparents step up and take in relative children. Great aunts and uncles have received our services. And that is a really overlooked population within our community because a lot of times the kinship caregivers, there's a lot of stigma involved and they don't want to reach out for help because a kinship family could be what is considered formal or informal. So formal means they have a social worker that's working with them and they could be getting our services that way. But a much larger percent of our kinship caregivers in Ventura County are considered informal. That just means for whatever reason, all of a sudden, the kids are living with grandma. There's never been a social worker involved. So we have services and programs to help those caregivers as well. And we have programs to work with families that are working through the adoption process. And then we also have some programs that work with the bio families that, if at all possible, if it is to reunite the child, if a child's been removed from their parents, and if it's seen at all possible to get the child and the parent reunited, we have programs to work with that. And what's really, I would say, interesting about our work is that a lot of our programs are being served by some peer mentors, so that people that have actually had the lived experience of being a kinship caregiver, we have people on our staff that have raised their niece or nephew and are now helping other families. We actually have parents that have been through the struggles of having a child removed from them, and they're now on the other side of that story, and they are able to mentor a parent through that process. And then our clinical, our kids that we're serving are getting clinical therapy from either a licensed therapist or what's considered an associate therapist, someone that's working towards getting their license. On our contracts, we're able to serve the community. We serve all of Ventura County, and our contracts that we have are either with Ventura County Behavioral Health, and they cover the children through a Medi-Cal program. And then all of our caregivers are receiving services through Ventura County Human Services Agency. So that's a little bit of a description of the programs we have. Just to touch on the history. So Kids and Families Together, like I said, was founded in 2000 by Faith and David Freelander. They're really the backstory, the history of really why Kids and Families Together came into existence is because Faith was adopted herself. So it's just been this whole her life journey, becoming a licensed therapist and wanting to help other families. She really has that understanding and experience to know what it's like to feel that loss of, realizing as a child she was adopted, learning to accept that, being rejected by her birth mother, trying to find her birth mother, just all aspects of that. So it's just really, I think she's really the heart of our program and of Kids and Families. And it's really the reason why we exist.
This is a great thing to have in our community, and you offer so many things. And this is great. And I know some people probably wonder, wow, I never knew that did existed or that could even happen. So this is a great thing. I'm glad you were sharing all this information. Now, also, too, what about a website? Is there places maybe people have Q&A questions or all the information that they can find about this?
Yeah, our website is kidsandfamilies.org. So it's kidsandfamilies.org. And you'll, see everything we're offering as far as our programs, what you might qualify for. Some of our programs do qualify. You would have to have a social worker to qualify for them. But like I said, some of our kinship programs for relative caregivers that are out there that might be struggling, that are caring for their grandkids or caring for other relative kids, and they don't have a social worker and need support, that is considered a self-referral program.
Well, great, Amy. That's actually good to know. So let's get to talk with Jessica. Good morning, Jessica. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you so much. How are you today?
Well, I'm great, and thank you for being on the show as well. Tell us a little bit what you work with and what you do with the Kids and Families Together.
Our family has been a client of Kids and Families Together for a little over a year. And I will say that, the foster journey is not an easy one. You deal with a lot of different myriads of situations that come up, whether it come up with social workers or bio parents or the situation in general. Will this child get to remain in the only home they've known? Is this the right thing for them? Is it right for them to reunify? So those questions, those situations that come up, so to have someone in your life that you can come to, talk through these situations and find a place of what do we do next? How do we help this child? What is best for our family? What is best for this child? To be able to have someone to discuss that with, to receive the mental health services that are needed for yourself, your family, that individual child, and even the bio parent who is a part of this journey. So we have been very fortunate to find the services. I will tell you that the services are free. There's nothing we have to do to be a part of them, which is one of the reasons that I'm here today, because it's amazing that this is a service that we offer in our county. And for those people who don't know about it or just want to help a family, Kids and Families Together, having this fundraising dance, what a great opportunity to come out and dance and, just enjoy a night out where you're supporting the families in our community that really need it, like mine.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much for sharing that information from us. Now, Amy, tell us what's coming up as a fundraiser for you guys.
Yes, as Jessica mentioned, you did hear her say the word dance. We are having a fundraising event coming up on February 10th, so in about 2 weeks or so, and it is called The Power of Love. And it is an 80s theme fundraising dance, as I like to call it, fundraising, F-U-N, fundraising dance, benefiting Kids and Families Together. It'll be 6 to 10 p.m., like I said, at Poinsettia Pavilion here in Ventura. It is an all 80s theme, everything from we're suggesting to those that want to attend to dress in their best 80s attire. We're going to have a very kind of nostalgic 80s theme menu prepared by our caterer, Food Affairs by Stacy. And I think the biggest attraction is the live band we're going to have, which is, they're called We Are the 80s. And so they are one of the premier LA 80s cover bands, and we have them here to talk with us today.
Great. And we can talk with Steve. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Steve. Thanks for having us today.
Well, thank you for being on the show. Hey, tell us, of course, what are you guys going to play? What are we going to be able to enjoy on February the 10th, a part of this big fundraiser?
So We Are the 80s is a 6-member band with 2 female lead singers, and we play the top dance hits of the 1980s. So we perform hits by the B-52s, Blondie, The Pretenders, Eurythmics, Billy Idol, you name it. We're going to be playing for about 3 hours and roughly 35 songs.
Wow, that's good. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Not only that, I'm sure people will be dressed up in on their 80s outfit and, reminiscing on all the great music you'll be playing, remembering like, oh, yes, I remember when I school or wherever they were at that time. So that's great. And again, you play pretty much all over Ventura County, which is great. So I'm sure a lot of people know who you are, who you guys are. So this is a great thing. Other great things that you guys are going to be doing. I mean, I know playing the music.
We set this opportunity up with Amy, several months ago. Amy saw us play at the Interface charity event back in July, and then she came out and watched us play over at Margarita Villa in August. And we've been playing at the Shores, at the Garage Bar. We're going to be playing at Lucky Luke's in pre-summertime. So we're getting around, and we're just having a lot of fun. It's a really cool band, and we try to replicate the great sounds and experiences of 80s music.
Now, Amy, for tickets, where can people go and to buy the tickets?
Sure. Our tickets you can find on our website. Again, that's kidsandfamilies.org, KIDSandFAMILIES.
Just in case people want to, get their tickets now, that way they're set to go. I know you can buy them online now. Could people buy them there ahead? Actually buy them when they get there, or do you suggest they just buy them online?
Yeah, I suggest we, because we do need to get a head count for catering and everything. So yeah, I would suggest get your tickets now, I would say. Yes.
Perfect.
And
yeah,
I have a question, Steve and Amy, that if children are allowed to attend this event as well. I mean, it says kids and family, but I didn't want to make the assumption.
No, yeah, we do want to make this a real family-friendly event. We've got some fun things that I think, kids that are the age of kids, and then us adults that, are reminiscing to our childhood in the 80s. We're going to have a couple arcade games there that we're going to raffle off. We are going to have some other game zones with some of the popular table and kind of handheld electronic games that were popular in the 80s. So absolutely.
That's going to be fun because, again, I think the younger generation really appreciates the 80s music. I mean, basically, it actually has made a comeback. A lot more people are listening to the 80s now, again, because it's something new to them, especially the younger generation. So this is great. It's a whole family thing. So I'm so actually happy and excited to hear about this. So once again, what is the date of this happening?
It's Saturday, February 10th, Poinsettia Pavilion, 6 to 10 p.m. And you can get your tickets at kidsandfamilies.org.
Well, Amy, this sounds so fun. And we also have another guest. Amy, can you introduce our next guest?
Sure. Yes, we have one of the lead singers of We Are the 80s. Kat is with us. And I just wanted to give her a chance to talk to us about what she does, maybe with the band, her work outside of the band, and just maybe why she is excited about supporting kids and families at this event.
Well, good morning, Kat.
Good morning, Steve, Amy, Jessica, and Steve. Hi, guys. Thank you for having us on today's show. Kids and Family Together it's an honor to be able to participate and perform at this event. I'm super excited. I know the band is really excited. And what a great theme, the power of love. I mean, it says it all right there. My passion is being a therapist. That's my day job. I'm a marriage family therapist. And my evenings are devoted to music. And so I am, part of We Are the 80s band. I love 80s music, and it's such a pleasure to be able to perform and bring joy to people, meanwhile having a great time myself while I'm out there. Being a therapist, I find that this is such an amazing event. What an amazing organization. What you do, the resources that Kids and Families Together offers to the community, I think is such a much, much needed service that, as we're seeing today, we're becoming so much more distant from being emotionally connected. And to have an organization in the community that its sole purpose, its mission is to bring families and family members together, providing them the resources so that they can be connected, so that they can have their home base, their heart, place to belong, a place to be loved, a place to be connected. So I'm just excited and so happy to be participating in this event. And in my own line of work, I know, being a therapist, how important it is to have that connection with self and with the people that are meaningful in your life. So thank you for the opportunity.
Kat, thank you so much for sharing this information. Thank you for coming on the show too. We always like to hear positive vibes like this, and it really gets people motivated. Like, wow, I need to attend. This is a great fundraiser. I got to support this in any way we can. So once again, Amy, please, can we go ahead and get that website one more time, please?
Sure. And if I could, I'd like to also just give a shout out to some of our corporate sponsors for the event. So again, the event is The Power of Love. It's an all 80s theme fundraising dance benefiting kids and families together. It's February 10th at Poinsettia Pavilion, 6 to 10 p.m. Some of our sponsors this year are Aquaflow Systems, Controlled Elements, Community Memorial Healthcare, U.S. Bank, the Gene Haas Foundation, Ventura Pet Barn, and Damascus Beer. And I would like to give a little shout out to Fox Fine Jewelry. They donated a bracelet that will be raffling off at the event that's worth over $2,000. So that will be a raffle item. Would like to acknowledge Poinsettia Pavilion, our location event, and then also our caterer is Food Affairs by Stacy.
And again, this great event is going to be happening February 10th. So, get your tickets. Come on out. Just have a great time. You're going to have a great band. There's going to be a lot of people wanting to show off all their 80s. And again, like you said, there's raffles going on too, right?
Yes, we have both a silent auction. We have a live auction. We'll have the raffle of the bracelets. I could touch on some of the raffle items. We have got, besides the bracelet that we're going to raffle off from Fox Fine Jewelry, within our silent auction, we've got a number of pieces, sea glass jewelry. We have some beautiful pieces from Baby Belts. We've got amethyst and a sterling silver bracelet. Also, that's going to be in the silent auction. And some items in the live auction will be 2 of our video arcade machines. We're going to put in the live auction.
That's quite a bit to have. I'm telling you, that is awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have probably close to 50 items in the silent auction alone.
So, Amy, tell us what is going to be. I'm sure you guys are going to auction off a lot of things. Tell us what's going to be there, or what are you guys going to be doing?
Sure. So we have got a growing list of items in our silent auction. We have some gorgeous sea glass jewelry from Betty Belts, which I'm sure a lot of you from at least local in Ventura have heard of Betty Belts. We have passes to Bolero Bowling in the collection. We've got a $400 value VIP passes for 8 people to Levity Live, Island Packers, pearl earrings from George Thompson Jewelry, a silver and amethyst bracelet, horseback riding, passes to the Aquarium of the Pacific, laser tag for up to 8 people. So we have just a growing list. I'm guessing we're going to have close to 50 items alone just in the silent auction. And some of the live items we will have 2 sort of retro video arcade machines. One is a Pac-Man machine, and one is a 50th anniversary Atari machine that's like loaded with like 50 different games on it.
Now that sounds fun. I would love to, get a bit on that. So especially taking it back like that, that is so great. I mean, first of all, you're going to have so much going on there. You've got a great band going to be there. You've actually got a lot of people who are just going to be dressed in their 80s. It's just going to be a great amount of fun. Again, February 10th. Don't miss out on it. Oh, what time is it again? You said?
Sure, it's 6 to 10 p.m., Saturday, February 10th, at Poinsettia Pavilion, and tickets can be purchased at kidsandfamilies.org.
There you go, kidsandfamilies.org. And also, too, actually, I was looking there, too, and it's perfect, and it gives you all the information that you need right here of what you guys are doing on the website. I was like, oh, let me check this out. So it has all the details, information, like you just said, the silent auction, the band, there's going to be dancing. Oh, 80s trivia, I'm assuming? There's going to be so much fun.
Yes, we might even have some fun retro 80s prizes to go with the 80s trivia.
Yeah. I think the best part is actually seeing people dressed in the 80s. I think that's just going to be the fun part, because once you see that, you're going to be like, wow, that is so awesome. So hopefully there'll be a lot of pictures that you guys can share on social media with you guys. But again, first of all, I want to thank you for what you guys do. Okay. So I know you guys have a lot been in our community, and, thank you for, stepping up and helping our community, because it's a lot to do. Again, we have been talking with Kids and Families Together. They've been supporting in our community for such a long time. They're having a fundraiser coming up February 10th. Get your tickets. This is to support a great fund that they do. You've got quite a bit of programs that you offer, again, to a lot of people. So could you share a few more extra programs that you, just one more time, in case anybody just might have tuned in late?
Sure. So we have contracts so we are a nonprofit, but we do have contracts through Ventura County, and some are through Ventura County Behavioral Services, and that's for Medi-Cal programs that is covering children that are in the child welfare system. So they have a therapist working with them, and then we could also have a therapist or a peer mentor working with whoever that caregiver is for that child. So that caregiver could be a foster family, a family that's working towards formally adopting a child, or the caregiver could be grandma that the child is living with their grandparents. In some circumstances, like I explained before, with those types of situations, a child could be formally placed with a relative caregiver, and that would allow the child to have a social worker. A lot of times, the arrangement of children ending up living with grandparents just happens for whatever reason. Violence in the home, drug abuse, whatever, something happens, and all of a sudden kids are living with grandma. So that would be considered informal. And we do have programs for those caregivers that might be struggling raising relative kids. So if that is you, please reach out to us, to Kids and Families, and we could potentially help you with a peer mentor that could help you navigate the system to see what resources are out there for you. Again,
you guys have a lot of great resources, and you guys are doing such a great job in our community.
One other of our programs that it covers all, any of the families that we're working with. So if you're a client of Kids and Families Together, you would qualify to participate in what we call our Heart to Heart program. And that is a program that's been around, oh my goodness, since like 2005, maybe. And it's really, its main focus started out with providing hard goods really for relative caregivers, for kinship families that were all of a sudden presented with, here's your 3 grandkids. If you don't take them, they're going to go into the foster system. And of course, they want to take the children in, but they don't have the beds, the toys, the clothes. They don't have what they need to help support that child. So the Heart to Heart program was really founded around that idea to help get the items that these families need to take care of the kids. Since then, it's grown to cover basically anyone that's receiving our services, and it's grown into sort of like a calendar of events that happen throughout the year that really help provide the child and the caregiver with like a really fun and bonding experience. So sometimes the events focus on acknowledging and thanking the caregiver for their support of supporting a child and bringing a child into their home. So for instance, that's our next event. It's called the Share the Love event, and it usually happens in February. And we like to honor the caregivers with, some household goods, maybe gift cards or something. But our next big event for the entire family is what we call our Spring Fling. And that'll be in the spring. It'll be at a park. We'll have an Easter egg hunt. We'll have different booths set up, games and stuff. But then we'll also have resources there for our families to come and either talk with someone if they need additional help, or to get things like household items, clothing, and just other partners that we work with in the community, and bringing those resources together in like one event that really helps to bring some fun and joy into a family that might be really struggling at that moment.
Okay, one more time, Amy, let's go ahead and get that website again, please.
Sure. It's kidsandfamilies.org, kidsandfamilies.org.
Again, it is February 10th for their fundraiser, so make sure you go to the website and check things out. I'd like to, first of all, thank everybody for coming up on the show. Jessica, thank you for coming on the show and sharing your information, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you. And if I may add, the Heart to Heart program has been wonderful for our family. They helped us at the holiday season and just kind of helped make things a little extra magical. So we greatly appreciate the work they've done for foster families like ours.
That is so great to hear. I also like to thank Steve and Kat for also being part of the show as well. Steve, thank you so much. We are going to be excited to see you guys do some great 80s music on February the 10th.
Great. Look forward to it.
And Kat, thank you so much for coming on the show as well and sharing your information as well, okay?
I wanted to just, just mention that please do follow us on Instagram if you want to, catch us at any other future event. We are the 80s Band on Instagram. And so we post a lot of great photos and short clip vids, and people can get a good feel for, what we do, how we sound, and how fun we are, and how much fun we bring.
That is awesome. That is so great to hear. Well, everyone, once again, thank you for coming on Cumulus Cares. I bid you great success on your big event coming up on February 10th. And one more last time, Amy, let's get that website, please.
Sure. It's kidsfamilies.org, kidsfamilies.org.
Well, get your tickets. I'm Steve Perez. You have been listening to Cumulus Cares right here on the radio this morning.